Hi there. I want to tell you something very honest today. When I first started learning English seriously, I was completely lost. I knew some words, but when I listened to native speakers, I didn't understand much. I felt slow. I felt shy. And to be honest, I didn't believe I could really speak English one day. But something inside me said, just try. Don't give up. Maybe small steps every day can help. So, I didn't start with grammar books or big vocabulary lists. I started with something very simple. I remember one day, I was cleaning my kitchen. I didn't want to waste time, so I opened YouTube and played an English video. I think it was a short story for beginners. While I was washing the dishes, I just listened. I didn't understand everything. Maybe only 30%, maybe less. But I kept listening. The voices, the words, the sounds, they stayed in my head. I started doing this every day. When I cleaned, when I cooked, even when I was brushing my hair, I played something in English. A podcast, a story, a conversation. At first I thought, is this even working? But after 2 weeks, I heard a sentence in a video and realized, hey, I understand that. Not just the words. I understood the meaning. That moment made me smile. It was small, but very important. Because from that day I knew, my brain is learning. Slowly but learning. I didn't sit for hours with books. I just gave my brain English every day, like feeding a plant with water. Then something else happened. One night, I was in bed, and I started thinking in English. Not a lot, just small things like, tomorrow I will make tea. I need to clean the table. And I thought, wow, did I just say that in English? In my head, that's when I understood. Listening every day, even without understanding everything, really works. I wasn't trying to be perfect. I was just being close to the language. This is what helped me the most in the beginning. Just listening. And feeling okay with not understanding everything. No pressure, no rules. Just English in my day. I want you to try this too. Not because I say it, but because I really felt the change inside me. Maybe when you're cooking, try playing a short English story. Or when you're walking outside, listen to a podcast about something you love. Let English live with you, not just in your notebook. After a few weeks of listening to English every day, something strange started to happen. I began to feel connected to the language. I didn't speak much yet, but the words were living in my head. And one night, I had a little idea. I was sitting on my bed with my phone. I opened the Notes app, and I wrote something very simple. Today I listened to English for 20 minutes. I understood one new word. Maybe. I feel proud. It was just one short sentence, but for some reason, it felt powerful. It was my English. I didn't copy it from a book. I didn't use Google Translate. It came from me, my mind, my heart. So the next day, I did the same thing. I wrote a little more. This morning, I made tea and listened to a podcast. The speaker was fast, but I liked her voice. I want to try again tomorrow. And guess what? After only 5 days of doing this, I started to feel more comfortable writing full sentences. At first, I didn't care about grammar or spelling. I just wrote what I felt. Sometimes I made mistakes, but I didn't stop. I told myself, this is my safe space. Nobody is judging me here. I wrote about simple things. What I ate, what I did, what I wanted to do, how I felt. Some days I was tired and only wrote, I don't want to study today. But I'm still writing this. And that was enough. Little by little, I started to write better. Some phrases became easy for me, like, I woke up at, I had lunch with, I feel happy because. They became natural, like my own words. Sometimes I looked at my old notes and smiled. I could see my progress. I still have that first message I wrote. Just one line. It's not perfect, but it's mine. So if you are learning English now, maybe you can do the same. Don't wait until you're good enough to write. Writing is not the end of the journey, it's part of the journey. You don't need to show it to anyone. Just write 1 or 2 sentences every day. You'll be surprised at how quickly your English starts to grow. It's like planting a small seed, just a little water every day. And one day, it becomes something strong and beautiful. There's something I didn't expect when I started learning English. I thought listening would help me. maybe speaking too. But I never thought that reading could touch my heart. It started with one small story. I was searching online for easy English texts, something simple, not too long, and I found this website with short stories for beginners. The title was Anna's First Day at School. I clicked on it. At first, I didn't feel excited. I thought, this is probably for kids. But then, something interesting happened. The sentences were short, the vocabulary was simple, and for the first time ever, I could understand almost everything. Anna woke up early. She was nervous. It was her first day in a new school. I kept reading, page by page, sentence by sentence. It was like watching a small movie in my mind, but in English. I was surprised. Wait, I'm reading in English. And I understand. That night, I felt proud. Not because the story was deep or special, but because I didn't feel lost anymore. So I made a little plan for myself. Every day I would read one small story, even if I was tired, even if I was busy. Sometimes I read on the bus, sometimes in bed, before sleep. Even just 5 minutes, it became my little English moment. And you know what? Without trying, I started to learn new words. Words like nervous, early, classroom, smile. But the best part, I didn't memorize them, I felt them inside the story. Later, when I saw those words in a video, I remembered the story. I remembered Anna. I remembered how she smiled when she made a new friend. That's when I understood something powerful. Reading is not only for learning words, it's for feeling the language, living inside it. It's like traveling to a small English world, even if just for a few minutes. So if you feel stuck, or tired of grammar, or afraid to speak, try reading. Not difficult books, not boring articles, just simple stories, stories with heart. Even one short story a day can change how you see English. Because when you read, you're not just a student, you become a friend of the language. After I started listening, writing, and reading in English every day, something inside me began to change. I felt braver. Not perfect, not fluent, but I wasn't afraid of English anymore. Still, there was one thing I didn't do yet. I didn't speak. Yes, I knew some words. I understood simple sentences. But when I tried to speak them out loud, my mouth froze. I remember standing in front of the mirror one morning. I looked at myself and said, "Good morning. How are you?" It felt so weird. I almost laughed. Why am I talking to myself like this? But at the same time, it felt kind of fun. So, I continued. I looked around my room and said, "This is my bed. This is my phone. I'm going to drink tea now." Very simple things. Silly, maybe, but real. I wasn't performing for anyone. I wasn't in a test. I was just trying to let my voice get used to English. The next day, I tried again. And I added a little more. Today is a little cold. I want to stay home. I watched a video in English. I learned a new word, focus. After 1 week, I felt something amazing. I could speak without thinking too much. It wasn't perfect, but it flowed. I didn't stop and translate in my head. I just spoke. That was a big victory for me. And I realized something powerful. You don't need someone to talk to. You can practice English just with yourself. When I walked outside, I described things in my head. The sky is blue. That man is wearing a red jacket. I'm going to the store. Sometimes I whispered. Sometimes I said it out loud if no one was near. At home, I pretended to have conversations. "Hello. How are you?" "I'm good. Thank you." "And you?" "I'm fine too." "What did you do today?" It felt like a game. And slowly, English stopped feeling like a foreign language. It became part of me. Now, when I look back, I feel proud. I didn't go to a big school. I didn't pay for expensive courses. I just gave myself small, kind moments with English every day. I listened. I wrote. I read. I spoke to myself. And guess what? I still do these things. Because they work. Because they feel real. Because they helped me fall in love with English. Before I finish this video, I want to ask you something. Can you try one of these habits today? Just one. Maybe tonight when you're alone, speak one sentence to yourself in English. Or tomorrow morning, write one line in your notebook. Or find a short story and read it with your tea. Do something simple, but do it with love, and do it your way. And if you try, tell me in the comments, what habit did you choose? When will you start? I would love to read your story, because maybe your words can inspire someone else who is just beginning. And remember this, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going. Your English is growing, even on the quiet days. So let's keep growing together. Thank you for watching. I'm always here, cheering for you.